Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. In today's video, are you ready, darling? I am going to give you a ticket to the magical ride of a lifetime. Yes. It's a magical ride of a lifetime. You hear me? Because Cassandra has driven this. It has been an amazing experience. So the book I want to share with you today is, I'm so excited. I can't contain myself. It's Wealth Magic: The Secrets of Extreme Prosperity. I'm just going to get this in focus. The Secrets of Extreme Prosperity. There we go. And it's by Damon. And I want to read you the back, child. I have to read you the back. Okay, and I have so much to tell you about this book. It contains a magical system for attracting great wealth. The system has been developed over 30 years by a group of occultists known as the Gallery of Magic. This book is designed for those who want to focus on long-term wealth creation. It is not designed for those in desperate poverty, but for those who can afford to turn their attention to wealth. I love this book. I'm so excited. Guys, I just... calm down. Okay, let's finish. How rich you become is up to you. Wealth Magic concentrates magic into a series of workings that will enable you to attract the wealth you desire. If you want money, it's yours. The magical operations in this book are not about attracting a little extra cash. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to smack. They are about creating a completely new lifestyle based on a flow of extreme prosperity. Only go ahead if you genuinely want to focus on creating wealth, and if you are willing to accept the challenges and changes that come with extreme wealth. That's on the back of the book. Guys, okay. I've done this book twice. I have. Yes. Whew. And I'm on the tail end of my second go, which is actually like a 4-year gap. So for transparency purposes, I want to tell you what happened the first time I completed the program. And like I said, it was about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, to be honest. I can't remember, but it's been a while. And you're supposed to charge the sigils in the book. And I just want to briefly show you, like, they'll tell you how to charge the sigils in the book. It's really, even the practice of charging the sigils is magical and amazing. It is, I love it so much. Guys, if you are a person who loves magic and you just looking for a new perspective about life, a new way of, you're probably thinking, like, what am I supposed to do? I want to make more money, but I'm not sure what to do. To me, this is a good book for that. It aligns you with your gifts and talents and opens doors for you, but it brings you down to your bare bones, child. But anyway, so basically each working has like a sigil and something like this. So I don't want to, I worry about copyright, so I don't want to hold it for too long. But I used the entire wrong sigil with a working. So basically you're calling on the spirits and you're looking at the sigils. And I noticed on the last day, because a lot of the workings, you do them for like 22 days. I think one of them was for, maybe 30 days or so. But anyway, I realized at the end that I used the wrong sigil. Child, let me tell you what happened. A being. An entity, a being, came. I was sitting at my table. I heard something fall on the kitchen counter. Seriously. And it's really weird. Like, it fell, and then I was engulfed by an energy. Like, and when I say engulfed, the best way to describe it would be if you could feel a smoke cloud, what do you think that would feel like? Say it was a being, but it engulfed me. Like I was sitting at the dining room table and it came to me and it just completely, I had my sage. Where's my sage? I keep sage, right? And I'm just like, I was like, oh, like it. Now this will tell you, this let me know who I am. You would think I would not do it again, right? You would think that would have turned me off, but it's kind of scared me a little bit. But anyway, it engulfed me, and I pulled out my sage and I started burning it to cleanse myself. And you know, I've learned from some of my other spiritual books that whenever you have an experience with a being, just say, go to the light. But you have to say it from your gut, like, go to the light. Like, you know, like you mean it. But anyway, I'm saging myself, go to the light, and I'm just like, why are you bothering me? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. This is supposed to be safe magic. And then something just came to me. You've been using the wrong sigil, child. I used the wrong sigil for an entire working. And I was debating if I should start over completely, but I didn't start over completely, the whole program, because I was deep in it. So, but that sounds like bad grammar. But I decided to redo that section and then move forward. So I kind of feel like that was my introduction. I mean, at the time it kind of scared me, but I realized that day, because for some reason when that happened, you know, I was thinking to myself, like, dude, why didn't you come sooner? Why did you let me finish on the last day to tell me I was doing it wrong? Anyway, okay, just so you understand, that was like about 4 or 5 years ago, and I decided that I'm ready to take myself to a next level, which is why I decided to do the program again. Oh my God, I don't know where to start, but let's start with the easy stuff. So the book is very thin, right? As you can see, but I think the whole program is very thin. It's 80 pages long, but I think the entire book, to do the complete program, I think it's about 5 months. Yes, it's about 5 months. Don't quote me on that. A lot of the exercises are, to me, it is. Now, the words that came to my head was a witch's dream. Yeah. Now, I don't think I'm a witch. I think I am. Let's not get into that. An enchantress. All of it. I'm not gonna just. I didn't. Okay, I know I'm getting off the book. I never thought I was. I never referred to myself or thought of myself as a witch. Somebody saw a picture of my spider on my hand, and they accused me of being a witch. And I thought, no, I'm not a witch, child. I'm part witch, I'm part sorceress, part aliens, star being, enchantress, magician, you know, all of that. But anyway, so the reason I say that is because I think sometimes when magic is really easy, as humans, we miss the using our hands. We miss manipulating the elements, playing in sand and water. I think that's the best part of creating a spell for me. Is when I gather my herbs and my spices, child, and you get that pestle and that mortar. Oh my God, and you're like, you know, it's just like you and the spirit realm. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to tell you guys about my experience. Oh, Jesus. Listen. So, you know, I've gone through this whole series about money and people and the whole nine. And now I want to give you the juice. Now I want to bring the goods. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell you what has happened to me along the way with this book. Wealth Magic, The Secrets of Extreme Prosperity by Damon Brand. I don't know where to start, but I'm just gonna jump in. Come with me. Let's talk. So now I'm gonna tell you, when you first start the book, what I really love about it is that it gives you a lot of exercises. Like, you do them for a long period of time. So one exercise, you are required to go outside and do something. I'm not going to tell you what. And it's a very, very magical experience. And I think you do it for like, I can't remember, guys, don't quote me on the exact amount of time, but I think you do it for like maybe 17 days or so. And that was really fun to me. The first, I'm like, oh my God, it's just mixing, all of these elements. Make sure you find out where your directions are, like the north, south, east, and west, and all that good stuff, because you're going to need to know that. So that was the first working. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you miss a day, you have to make it up. There is no I missed a day. No, you have to make those days up, baby. But you want to make them up because they're so fun. You're going to keep a journal. Oh, and the journal is something that you're supposed to keep even when you finish the program. I've been not as consistent with my journal because I've been so busy. I've been busy making things and I've been so busy working, doing things that I need to start back journaling. But anyway, so you have, it's separated into workings. Let me see if there's a table of contents so I can just, maybe that'll be a faster way. Yes. So there's the process of wealth, how the rich find their wealth. Just giving you some of the sections. Decoding the magic, deciding what you want. How long does it take? It takes, like I said, I think it's between 4 and 5 months. Could be longer. I'm not for sure. It does take a long time. Am I doing this right? And is it safe? I found that this is, okay, about is it safe? From my experience, when you are working with wealth magic, there seems to be extra protection from the universe. If you are working in this program, and let's just say, I have to watch what I say, people will move out of your way. Things will drop. Whatever you need to focus on is going to become crystal clear. The universe is going to provide the resources, the people, the opportunity, the time that you need to work on what you say you want. Now, it's going to take you for a ride. When I say a ride, there is a one period where you're working with 3 angels. Let me see if I can find it. They have the titles here. You have, let me just get through it. You're working with 3 angels. I found it to be a very, very profound experience. Lubita, Lubita. I'm trying to think of their names right now. Here it is. Ebuhuel, Asuel, and Lu Batel. Now, when you're working with these angels, I think, let me see which working this is. Yes, it's the second working. This is after, you do the first working. The second working, you're working with these 3 very, very powerful angels. You might go through a little bit of what they call a dark night of the soul. But let me tell you about the dark night of the soul. This is when you take stock of your life and you decide who you are and what you really want. And this is when it just seems like it may appear, guys, I wish I could really tell you some stuff that went down. I wish I could, oh Jesus, I wish I could share with you some of the things that happened to me, but I can't because so but things happen. It appears to be a bad thing, something that's negative, but I promise you it'll work out in your favor. Trust the process. He talks about, Damon Brand talks about, this is a stage where it may look like you might lose something, or you might lose a job, or you might lose a contract, but in the end, it's really preparing you for something better. But you must trust the process. If you are a person who is distracted easily, you're not very disciplined, and you don't think you can do this for the next 4 or 5 months, this is not for you. Let me tell you right now, because this book requires discipline and consistency and commitment. Discipline, consistency, and a commitment to the process. From my experience, if you are afraid of, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the term that we use for experiencing angels, experiencing, seeing feathers, fall from the sky, experiencing it gets really real. Let me tell you, it's like these angels are not playing. You hear me? These angels, look, if you don't really want to be wealthy, if you love where you are, if you're just complaining, if you're really, listen to me, if you're just complaining, you had a bad day, but at the end of the day, it's where you want to be, don't touch this book. Because this book, to me, it transforms you from the inside out. So there are working with those 3 angels in the second working, you're going to, yes, you might cry yourself to sleep a couple nights. And yes, things might get weird, but you are divinely protected. Trust me on that. And then you move through. I feel spirits around me right now. It's really a beautiful feeling. And then you're going to move through, guys, I want to just focus on my own personal experience with this, because you'll get the book and you'll see all of the 7 workings that you would need to go through to complete the program. But let me just tell you some magical things that happened to me while I was working on this. This is my most recent experience. The most recent experience, so early in the process, I was creating, I was making I think it was a money spell one night. I was using my pestle and my mortar, to grind up the herbs and the spices. Child, now this is why I'm doing this, because I already know how they roll. I already know. I can feel the spirits. I can feel the energy. I can feel the angels. It gets very, they're serious. So I'm making this little herb, for money, and a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and a penny just showed up in the mix. I thought, listen, did you hear me? There was just ingredients like cinnamon and and basil and just really cool stuff. I have an extensive video on my channel of the different herbs to use to make a candle, to make money, and I'm quite sure a lot of people have their own stuff. I was going to say, I believe that whatever you imbue with your energy is going to work. Even, you know what I'm saying? But I think things work more so when a lot of people have energetically said, this is what this is for. And then, and their energy and power from eons over time has made, let's say, basil even more powerful, because a lot of different people have used that. So that's all I want to say about that. But like I said, one night, there was no reason, there was no rhyme or reason, there was no logic, there was nothing around, there was no reason. Guys, you have to believe me on this. Why a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and a penny just magically emerges from my mix. That scared the bejesus. I gotta admit, I started to stop doing it. I started to say, this is enough. Cassandra has had it. This is, y'all went too far. That rocked my nerves. And I kept thinking, like, well, maybe I'll put it in there. Maybe, but no, because then after, not only did the coins emerge from the herbal mix, there was also like a wind, like a breeze. Like I could just feel the spirits. I said, okay. Yep. I'm mixing it, and it was very, very powerful. So that was one experience when I was going through, this. When you are doing this program, expect, certain spirits, experiences to happen that defy logic. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that's what I experienced. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you another thing that happened to me while I was doing it this time. And like I said, I'm on the last phases, and I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet for your last working. For those of you who are ambitious and hungry enough and adventurous enough, child, to try this book. So, I was setting up my little Etsy shop, and I was, I make dolls, guys, and let me explain this. I make dolls, and my dolls are very intricate, right? I put a lot of like herbs and gemstones and oils, and just for people to know, my dolls, I always say things like, may anyone who see this, may they be blessed. May their life be filled with prosperity and joy and love, to saturate this world with love. I'm that person. I don't know, in my mind, I just feel like if you give, this is the energy I want to give to the planet, right? So anyway, but I like to give them details. I like to, I like to give them as much of my heart as I can in terms of love and energy. So one night after, I'm journaling in this program, and what came to me, and I always know when something comes to me that is not a part of the way I already think, because I know how I think. I know, I wouldn't say this. So what came to me was, are you a Lamborghini or a Ford Focus? And I was just like, okay, what do you mean, am I a Lamborghini or a Ford Focus? What was channeled through me, and I was, like I said, I was working in this book, so I already know that this is the type of information that was coming to me. What came to me was that if you are Ford Focus, there's nothing wrong with being a Ford Focus, but understand that the people you are selling to, keep in mind that when you are trying to attract wealth, you have to keep in mind the money that's available, the prosperity or the mindset of the people who are going to purchase your items. People who are looking for a Ford Focus are people who are trying to get from A to Z. They're trying to go to work, and they may even be wealthy, but they still aren't looking to spend money on something extravagant. So if you are putting a lot of details and all of this work into something, and yet you are marketing to a market, to people who don't appreciate or understand or care about the fact that you have put all this work into it, then why are you marketing to them? It is a complete waste of time. So the other thing was, in addition to this, spirit realm, spirit guys, whatever was coming through, guys, when I was, after doing my working, because it was right after I finished one of my workings, is that the people, there are two groups of people. Now, the other group of people who would be attracted to a Lamborghini, people don't buy Lamborghinis at the same rate that people buy Ford Focuses, but you have to price a Lamborghini for people to for that level of wealth. People who are extremely wealthy, they'll pay $100,000 for something. Now, they're not going to buy one tomorrow, and you're not going to have the same volume of sales you would get from a Ford Focus, but you have to understand who you're marketing to. They have the money, they're interested in the details. They have the wealth and the prosperity to pay for your details and your time and your energy. The time, energy, and details that you put into creating something, you have to make sure that you are marketing to people who understand, respect, and care about that. So my spirit guys, whatever was coming to me from this, working with this book, they were telling me, look, Cassandra, you cannot make these dolls as though, even though they're beautiful to you and you love them and you're putting a lot of work into them, but you have to make sure that the people who you need to make sure that you set a price that takes into consideration the amount of time, energy, and resources that you put into making that doll. And so basically it was telling me, look, you can make the most beautiful dolls in the world for people who don't understand or have the money to buy those dolls. But then there are things you can make for a population of people who will pay you what you're worth. You need to understand what you're worth. And so look at the time. How long does it take to make it? How long does it take for things to dry? How much energy does it take for you to put into it? And then are you making a profit once you consider all these factors? And sometimes you can make something for a group of people who really don't understand it or not ready for it. So you need to think about this. If you are a Lamborghini, there's basically what came to me is it's not that one is better than the other. It's one focuses on selling to the masses, and when you're selling to the masses, the spirit team, the angels, let's say the angels is telling me things you have to make sure that it's easy to produce, that it is affordable, and you don't put a lot of time and energy into details that people won't understand, because you're losing time and energy to travel, to be with your family, to enjoy your life. There has to be a balance of exchange. If you are a Lamborghini, understand that you want to charge a price that a multi-millionaire would appreciate, because they're going to be interested in those details. They're going to appreciate the fact that they know that it was, handmade, and that all of this work went into creating this item. They'll have the money and the resources, but they also have the cultural, I don't want to say educational background, not in terms of a degree, but in terms of having an eye for art. So basically, the angels, when I was working with the angels, they were telling me, you need to really think about what you're making and who's your audience, who can afford it, and you keep in your mind, are you a Ford Focus or are you a Lamborghini? If you're a Lamborghini, you need to find a Lamborghini market. If you are a Ford Focus, you have to stop putting all of this energy into it, but you have to be true to yourself. So figure out a way to create products to sell that is going to reach an audience that can appreciate the time and attention that you put into creating it. Now, I know a lot of you may already know this, but that was profound for me. That blew my wig back, okay? But then what blew my wig back even more, and I don't like talking about money because I don't want people asking me for any. I don't want people asking me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on YouTube talking about, oh, I made this, and then, people ask me for money. But I'll tell you this. They are geniuses. And, it works. Okay? I changed something to a price that I thought was what I thought it was, that I thought it was worth. Well, I didn't think anybody was going to buy it. So, sold overnight. Yep. That happened to me. Listen, guys. If you're ready to go on a ride, listen to me. If you are ready to go on a ride of prosperity and abundance and wealth, if you can listen, you can continue to make your candles and do all your other magical stuff that you're doing, but what I think is profound and unique and amazing about wealth magic is that, to me, there's people, I don't know if people know this, there are so many levels to wealth. Like, guys, I feel like the fact that I'm almost 60 and and I feel like I'm vibrant, that is wealth. I'm healthy, I hula hoop, I try to take care of myself, that's wealth. I write, having time to write, that's wealth. Knowing how to, I don't know, guys, you got to understand that having the universe to line up the resources, the people, the tools to give you ideas to bring about the best version of yourself, that is extreme wealth. And again, this book is telling you, this is what they say. First, when people are working this program, it happens in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years. from the time that they start. And then sometimes, you know, like you reach a level and you say, okay, I want to increase my level. Then you go through the whole program again. Now, I'm going to say something really bold to anybody who's watching this video, who's contemplating buying this book. I think this book is less than $25. Before you enroll in another program, before you put your resume out, before you make any changes, you know what I'm saying? Do this program. I find the Magick to be extremely safe. Matter of fact, your safety increases. Like, I feel the angels. I feel them around me. Your safety increases. The angels in this book, they are amazing. Listen, this is not just about changing, you hitting a lottery number. It's about you shining, glowing from the inside out. It's about you being bold. You'll discover talents that you didn't even know you had. You'll have insights that you didn't even know existed. Do you understand what I'm saying? I highly and strongly recommend, before you do anything else, if you look, and this is from my experience, let me just say this, I'm not being paid to say this. No way. No one has put me up to this. No one, this is not a paid, no, this is my opinion, okay? I would do this first, because this is going to help you align with what's best for you. It's not going to say don't go to college. You might realize you were going to college to be a nurse, but now you're going to college to be a doctor. And you have all of these grants and scholarships that you didn't even know existed, but for some reason you're going to notice that things are going to just show up on your feed. That's another thing that happened to me. I kept discovering new things are showing up on my screen. I turn on my phone, it's like, I didn't know this existed. People popping in my pathway, I don't know if that's proper, but showing up in my life, who are just guiding me, giving me good advice, helping me out, because I'm working. Listen, when you work on this program, people from all over, people you never expected will come, and they'll be guides to you. So I would give this a try before I make my next move. So I promised you a little bit of a cheat sheet. Now, for the last working, for number 7, you're going to do a ritual that starts at sunset. Oh, doesn't that sound fun? The time and all. Oh, it's so fun. But anyway, so for me, like, all you have to do, wherever you live, whatever country you live in, Google sunrise and sunset times. Like, for me, it's for, I live in Ann Arbor, Michigan, so these are my sunset times. And if you just go and you, like I said, just Google it, and you'll get a list that looks just like this. And you can go ahead and because on the last ritual, you need to start exactly, around sunset. I try to make sure I'm ready to start exactly at sunset. So Google that information, say sunrise and sunset times for wherever you live, and you will see a long list, and you can even select how long you need it for, and it has to be for 22 days. And just go ahead and copy that and add it to your sigil so that you'll have an organized system. That's my little cheat sheet, y'all. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helps someone. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you, darlings, in the next video. Okay, I am about to put on some lipstick. Yes. I am going to take my vitamins. I am going to touch up my makeup. And then I'm going to do my review for Wealth Magic. And I am so excited.